power station takes its water from a lake whose water level is at a height of 50 meters. So we are having a lake. Okay, for example, this side is the lake. Okay, and water level, like for example, here we have taken the outlet. This level is 50 meter water. Okay. So which kind of energy this stored water will have? Which kind of energy this stored water will have?
The potential.
Potential energy. It has the potential. It has the potential. Like you have the potential. Now you have to convert that potential energy into steady energy.
Kinetic energy.
Don't worry, your parents can provide the kinetic energy that can convert it into potential energy in you, and you can start studying. Yes. Okay. So we have the potential energy here in water. Okay, because of this height. Okay, what will be the potential energy here? mgh. This will be the potential energy stored in water. This is the potential energy. Okay. Now see here. Okay. A hydroelectric power station takes its water from a lake whose water level is at a height of 50 meters above the turbine. Above the turbine. Okay. So this level only, remaining water is of use. Okay. Here we have the turbine. Okay. Now, assuming for an overall efficiency of 40%, it means assuming 40% means only 40% of this energy is converted into electricity. Okay, is able to convert into energy. Okay, that is electricity. Rest goes into frictional energy or sound energy, heat energy, any other form of energy. This is clear. So out of this much energy, we are able to use only 40% of the energy. Efficiency is 40% means 60% is wastage, that is converted into other forms of energy, whereas only 40% is being utilized. That is, the useful energy is of only 40%. Okay. Now, assuming an overall efficiency 40%, calculate the mass of the water. So what we have to calculate? Mass of the water flowing through the turbine. How much water is being required to produce power output of 1 megawatt. So our output power is how much? 1 megawatt. And this much power is to be produced. Okay. So what we have to calculate? We have to calculate the mass of the water which must flow through the turbine each second. Each second, how much mass of the water must flow through the turbine to produce this much power. Okay, this is the question. It means how much mass of the water must flow each second. Each second, how much mass of the water must flow through the turbine so that output power is 1 megawatt. Okay. So this question you can do in two ways. Okay. First way is like this. Okay. This is the energy, mgh. Let mass of the water be m flowing through the turbine. Okay. And we have to generate this much power. It means each second, how much energy is to be generated. Power is given. Okay. We have studied how. Power equal to, what was the formula? Work done upon time. This was the formula. Or energy upon time. Yes or no? Power, work done per unit time, or energy spent, like you are doing, how much power you have, how much energy you have spent each second, that is the power. How much energy you spend, that is the power. Okay. So you can calculate the energy for each second. So energy will be how much? Power into time. Energy equal to, power is 1 megawatt. 1 megawatt into 1 second. This will give us 1 mega joules. Yes or no? 1 megajoule. Or we can write 10 raised to power 6 joule. This much energy. Okay. This is clear. This is clear. So how much water is flowing? M water is flowing. And this is the potential energy that is going to be converted into this energy. Okay. And what is the percentage of this energy is going to convert into this much? how much percent of this energy is going to convert into this much energy? It's 40%. So 40% of this much energy, that is potential energy of the water, that is some mass of water is flowing through it, and because of that this much energy is generated. Okay, and we have to calculate that mass of water each second, how much it is flowing. So we have calculated the energy generated each second how much energy is generated. Okay, and this equal to 10 raised to power 6, because only 40% of this energy is converted into this energy, electricity. Okay, now calculate mass. Can we calculate mass? 40 upon 100 into m, we have to calculate. G is how much we have to take? 10. Height is 50 meter into 10 raised to power 6. Calculate the mass. Okay, zeros got cancelled. So m equal to 10 raised to power 5 divided by 4. Okay, calculate how much it will be. 10 raised to 5 it will come. So somewhere I missed something. 10, 50, 100, 2 zeros gone. Okay. How much it will be? 4 5s are 5 we have missed into 5 as well. Okay. 3 divided by 20, zeros missed. How much mass? 5,000 kg. Understood? Have you understood this one? Okay. It means 5,000 kg of water must flow through the turbine. Okay. Must flow through the turbine so that this much energy can be generated. And see here, potential energy, how much it is going? This much mgs. It's 40% is only converting into 10 raised to power 6 of energy. Rest 60% is just wastage, overcoming the frictional force or the sound energy or this much. Okay. This is clear. If you have seen the turbine, you can see it's very, very noisy. There are different kinds of turbines. You can see as well. Okay, fifth question is clear to all? Is fifth question clear? Have you understood the concept? So only 40% of the energy is converting into this useful energy. This is clear? Okay. Try sixth one now. Try sixth one. Everyone try sixth one. This question you can as well do it. Like this much is the energy, and you have to calculate mass per second. You can calculate here divided by t, that is 1 second, and here you can equate the powers as well. Okay, 40% of this power equal to this power. That way as well you can do. That is mass per second. You can calculate that. Okay. So you can do it two ways. Either calculating the power on one side and equating to the power, or calculating the energy from the other side and equating the energies. Okay. The bob of a simple pendulum is imparted a velocity of 5 meters per second when it is at its mean position. So we are having a pendulum and we are having a very cute bob. Okay. Circular bob. Okay, 5 meters. And how much velocity we are imparting to it? 5 meters per second is the velocity imparted to it. We have pushed it, and it is moving with a velocity. At this in mean position, its velocity is this much. Okay. When it is at its mean position, to what maximum vertical height will it rise on reaching the extreme position? Now it will move to the extreme position. Okay, stays there for a moment, comes back. This happens. So we have to calculate what maximum height it reaches. What maximum vertical height it reaches. Vertical height is this much. Maximum vertical height means at this position, all the energy will be stored as potential kinetic energy.
Potential energy.
Potential energy. See here, at this moment, it will have only the kinetic energy because we have taken this as the base. This is the ground we are taking. So it will have all the energies as kinetic energy. At this moment, at mean position, all the energy is the kinetic energy. And at this position, all the energy will be the potential energy only. Okay. And kinetic energy here will be 0. Here potential energy equal to 0. Okay. What does it mean? It means kinetic energy has converted into which form of energy? As it is moving, kinetic energy is converting into potential energy. And at this moment, this whole kinetic energy has converted into potential energy. Can we equate? So at this position, mean position A, and this is extreme position B. If we equate the energy, that is total energy stored here equal to total energy stored here, they will be equal. They are going to be equal. It means whatever kinetic energy, all the energy here is in the form of kinetic energy. Here the total energy is in the form of potential energy. Therefore, kinetic energy here will be equal to the potential energy. But there is a twist in the story. What is the twist here? What is the twist here?
60% of the energy
60%,
to overcome
yes.
the friction of air.
Yes. So you got the twist. So to what maximum vertical height will it rise on reaching the extreme position if 60% of its energy is lost in overcoming the friction? 60% is lost. It means what amount of energy has been converted into potential energy? 60% already lost in the way. 60% already lost in overcoming the friction. What is remaining? 40% was only able to get converted into potential energy. Yes? Only 40% of this energy is going to get converted into potential energy at this one position. And because of that, you will see pendulum slows down, comes to rest. Okay? So, what is the kinetic energy at this position? Half mv square. This will be the kinetic energy. Okay. And here potential energy will be how much? mgh. How these two are related? It's 40% is only able to get converted into this much. Rest energy has got converted into frictional energy at one. So it means 40% of kinetic energy here equal to mgh. That is potential, and that is A position. This is at potential energy at B position. So 40% of half mv square equal to mgh. M get cancelled. You can calculate it now. 2 1/5 v square equal to gh. You can calculate velocity is 5 meter per second. Again, 5 get cancelled. 5 equal to gh. And h is how? G is 10. G is 10, h equal to 5.10. That is 0.5 meter. Is this clear now? Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how you felt after doing the numericals? Concept got more clear or it was same?
More clear.
More clear. So always do the numericals. It will give you the practical view of the theory. Okay. So always emphasize on numericals and take your time in numericals. Okay. Numericals are very important. So this time onwards, we'll discuss the theory and then we'll take time for the numericals. Okay. So with this, we complete the chapter. Okay. So any doubt you have, you may ask, or else we are starting heat. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, no study, no doubt. Low of doubts. Okay, so we are starting with new chapter, calorimetry. So have you heard some word like calorie?
Sir, then all are not studying.
There are
Sir,
exceptions.
all not asked out that all are not studying.
Maybe possible.
Yes, sir. They know everything. That is why they are not asking.
Okay, you know everything, I think, everything about everyone. Okay, so
No, sir. I am
now,
asking.
okay, I don't know.
Giving proper answer, I think.
Yes, Tamanna.
Sir, Bhavesh is telling that nobody is studying here. So, sir, sir, Bhavesh is studying properly. I think so.
Okay, so these.
Sir, I not told that. Sir, I not told that.
Okay, let me tell you one thing about Tamanna. Okay, one thing which I like most about Tamanna is she has to say something, and always she asks whether whatever kind of doubt she asks. That should be habit of everyone. Okay. Do not keep doubts to yourself. Always ask. Whatever kind of it is, you must ask. Okay. This is clear to all. You must ask.
Sir.
Never be shy of asking. Okay. So now we are going for calorimetry chapter. Okay. So calorimetry, you have heard the word calorie. It's a unit of
Yes, sir.
heat energy. Calories
Energy.
mainly seen on packets. Food, this will give you this much calorie. This will give you this that much calorie. Like that energy it is giving you. Okay. Mainly we use calorie to measure the energy. How much a food is going to give. Mainly of heat. Please mute yourself, everyone. Ankit. Krish. Okay. So we are going to discuss calorie. Mainly calorie is a unit of heat. It's a unit of heat energy. You are studying in 7th class. 1 calorie, how it is defined? 1 gram of water, amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water through
1 degree Celsius.
1 degree Celsius. Amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water through 1 degree Celsius. That is 1 calorie. 1 kilocalorie, 1 kg of water. Okay. This we have discussed. So today we are going to discuss calorimetry. Calorimetry, it means in this chapter we are going to measure the heat energy. We are going to measure the quantity of heat. So mainly calorimetry, it is related to measurement of heat.
Energy,
Heat or heat or quantity of heat, or we can say measurement of quantity of heat of a body. Okay, of a body. It means how hot a body is, we are going to measure. Okay, how cold a body is, that we are going to. So we are going to measure the quantity of heat contained in a body. We are going to measure the quantity of heat contained in a body. That is calorimetry. Okay, calorimetry is defined as measurement of quantity of heat contained in a body or of a body. We are going to discuss this one. Okay, so before this, we'll discuss heat. What do you mean by heat? What is the concept of heat? We are going to discuss heat. Okay, you have seen the substances. Different bodies you have seen. Okay. Now, have you seen the molecules? A body is made up of molecules.
Yes,
Okay. Have you touched molecules?
Yes.
Yes or no? Yes, we are touching the body. It means we are touching the molecules of the body. Okay. So these are the molecules of the body. Okay. Which kind of motion they are in? Body is made up of molecules. Okay. Molecules are in random motion. Okay. If they are in random motion, it means which kind of energy they have? Random kinetic energy. Motion means speed is there. Wherever speed is there, kinetic energy. They have the kinetic energy. If they are moving more fast, they will have more kinetic energy. So which state of a matter will have the most of the kinetic energy? More kinetic energy. Solid, liquid, or gas?
Gas.
Gas will have the kinetic energy. Okay. Okay. Forget about that motion. Okay. In solid, are they moving? Which kind of motion they have in solid? In solid material?
To and fro.
Vibrate.
Vibratory only.
Vibrate.
In solid, they have only the vibratory because they are tightly packed. In liquid, they have vibratory as well as translatory as well as rotational. And in gas, they have all the three. In liquid as well, they have all the three. but in gases they move more faster. Okay, more kinetic energy. So molecules, they have random motion. Because of that, they have the kinetic energy. Okay, one energy we got. Okay, which kind of force they have the molecules? Intermolecular force of attraction. So force of attraction is there. Each molecule is attracting the other molecule. That's why the substance stays at one place. It is maximum in solids, less in gases. So force of attraction is there. Because of force of attraction, which kind of energy they will have?
Frictional.
Potential energy, frictional energy, forget how they are colliding. That means they have the friction as well. So mainly that force of attraction, because of that force of attraction, they have potential energy. Okay, they have the potential to attract others. Yes or no? You can say like this. They have the potential to attract other molecules towards each other. Each molecule, they are trying to attract each other. Okay, so force of attraction, they have the potential energy. Okay, so if we add these two energies, this is called as internal energy of the molecules. Okay, internal energy of the molecules. Okay, so frictional force, that is between the molecules, not the internal energy. So in internal energy, it will be kinetic energy of the molecule. It will be potential energy of the molecule. This is the total internal energy of a molecule. Now, of all these molecules, if we add all the internal energies, that energy will be called as, if we add all the internal energies of these, that energy will be called as which energy? Thermal energy. If we add, so each molecule will have the internal energy. If we add all the internal energies of all the molecules of the substance, that will be called as thermal energy. And this is nothing but heat energy. Thermal energy is nothing but heat energy. Is this clear? Have you understood this one? So
Yes, sir.
it's the thermal energy. Thermal energy is nothing but internal energy of all the molecules. Okay, I can give one example as well. When we heat it, what happens? These molecules gain the energy, the internal energy increases, and if we add all that, that will be the thermal energy. Okay, this is the thermal energy. Okay. Okay, now see here, if you are having two bodies, a hot body, a cold body. Okay. Now, if they are brought in contact, what will happen? What will happen
Heat
if
from
they are
hot
brought in
body
contact?
will go to cold body.
So, after some time, what you see? It is getting
Both
warmer and
will-
warmer. It is getting warmer because something is getting transferred, and it is getting colder. It is getting warmer. Cold body is getting warmer, whereas hot body is getting colder. What it means? Something is getting transferred. What is getting transferred? Heat energy is getting transferred when they are brought in contact. That in contact, it means either like this or by through some means, through medium, some medium they have been brought in contact. Okay, by touching or through some medium they have been brought in contact. Okay, so this you can consider. So what happens to flow? The heat energy starts to flow. The thermal energy starts to flow. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
See here, what is happening to the internal energy? Here the internal energy keeps on decreasing because that energy is being getting transferred, heat energy is getting transferred. And here the internal energy, it is increasing. Here the internal energy is increasing. Okay, so which energy is flowing from hot body to the cold body? Is the heat energy. So the flow of heat energy from the cold body to the hot body, from the hot body to the cold body is called as thermal energy. Okay, or the energy which is flowing from the hot body to the cold body, that is called as heat. How you define the heat? Heat is the form of energy which is flowing from the hot body to the cold
Hot
body.
body to cold body.
cold body. Okay. Till what time this energy will keep flowing? Till what time? Or till
The body is at equal temperature.
Same.
equal temperature.
Same.
Okay. When both the bodies will have the same temperature. Okay. Okay. One more thing we discuss here. If both the bodies are having the same temperature, does it mean both bodies will have the same amount of heat content? Think and answer. If two bodies are at the same temperature, and does it mean both the bodies will have the same amount of heat energy content? We can't say, may or may not be. Okay, when the two bodies are at the same temperature, heat content may or may not be same. Always remember. Okay, may or may not be same. Okay, we'll be going to discuss this one. Okay, for example, I can take, okay, same substance we have taken. One is bigger body, this is smaller body. Both are at the same temperature. Does it mean both will have the same amount of energy? It does not mean. The bigger body will have more heat energy as compared to smaller body. Is this clear?
So,
Both are. Yes.
Sir, if one body is warmer and other body is cold, so sir, heat transfer will be.
It means one is warmer, one is colder. It means there is a difference in the temperature of the body. Is a difference in the temperature of the body. Heat will flow, and this heat flow continues till temperature becomes same. Yes. Heat keep on. Now, as temperature T1 and T2, if these two temperatures are equal, now since here their mass are different. For example, they have the same material, but see their mass are different. So the bigger body will have the more heat energy as compared to the smaller body. Yes or no? Temperature is same, but bigger body will have the more heat. This we are going to discuss today.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll be discussing this as well. Okay. So heat. What do you mean by heat? Heat is the energy that flows from hotter body to the colder body. Cold body. Okay, when they are brought in contact. Okay, this is the definition of heat. Next is what are the SI units of heat? So first, what is the SI unit of heat? What is heat? It is a form of energy. Heat is nothing but form of energy. And what does the energy have? SI unit.
Joule. Sir, joule.
So heat as well, SI unit is joule. Okay, other units are calorie.
Calories.
Okay, kilocalorie.
Calorie.
How we have defined calorie? Calorie is the amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius.
1 degree Celsius.
Okay. This was the definition we used to provide in 7th class. That is amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water through 1 degree Celsius. But see here, for each degree Celsius of what to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water, for each degree Celsius, it's different. For example, if I'm raising the temperature from 4 degrees Celsius to 5 degrees Celsius, or I'm raising the temperature from 20 degrees Celsius to 21 degrees Celsius, the heat energy required for this 1 degree Celsius, here as well I'm raising through 1 degree Celsius, here as well I'm raising to 1 degree Celsius. This is the heat energy required is different. Okay, that means there's little bit variation in the heat energy required if you are raising through this 4 degrees Celsius to 5 degrees Celsius, or if you are raising from 20 degrees Celsius to 21 degrees Celsius. Okay, this is because of anomalous expansion of water. So every substance, if you are raising through different degrees, raise it through the same, that is 1 degree Celsius, but initial temperature is different. Then amount of heat energy required is different, that is calorie will be different. That's why we done one correction. That is what we did. We said heat energy required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water, which is at from 14 degrees Celsius, 14.5 degrees Celsius to 15.5 degrees Celsius. This time as well it is 1 degree Celsius only, but we have specified. That is how we define calorie when we are raising the temperature of water through, when we are raising the temperature, heat energy required to raise the temperature of raise the temperature of 1 gram of water through 14 degrees Celsius to from 14.5 degrees Celsius to 15.5 degrees Celsius. Okay, this is clear. This is called as this definition is called as 15 degree calorie. You can see the average is 15 degree. So this definition is called as 15 degree calorie. This is clear. This time, instead of 1 degree Celsius,
Yes, sir.
we have specified from 14.5 degrees Celsius to 15.5 degrees Celsius we are raising. Raising through 1 degree Celsius only, but specific temperature we are raising. Okay. This is called as 15 degree calorie definition. It's definition of 1 calorie only, but specifically we say that is at this temperature, average is this. Okay. What is kilocalorie? Raising the temperature of 1 kg.
1 kilogram water.
1 kilogram water. Okay. So it means how 1 calorie is, okay, 1 kilocalorie is related with calorie. 1 kilocalorie equal to how much? 1000 calorie. Yes or no? See here, amount of heat energy, 1 calorie is for 1 gram. It means for 1000 such grams, 1000 calories will be required or not. 1 gram it is. More the water, more the heat energy required to raise the temperature. Yes or no? So for 1 kg, how much will be required? 1000 calorie. It means this is 1 calorie, 1 kg. How this is related? 1 calorie equal to 1000. 1 kilocalorie equal to 1000 kilocalorie. 1 kilocalorie equal to 1000 calories. Okay. Okay. How 1 calorie related to joule? This you have studied as well.
4.6.
1 kilo. 4.2 joule.
Or for calculation purposes, we used to do 4.2 joule. 1 calorie equal to 4.2 joule. In 1 kilocalorie equal to 4 into 1000, you will do 4200. Or 1 kilocalorie equal to 4186 joule or 4200 joule. This is clear. So SI unit is joule. Always remember wherever energy or work done is there, what? It's always joule. It's always joule. This is clear. Okay. Next lecture we discuss the temperature. Little bit of we discuss the temperature. 1 minute we have. Okay. So what do you mean by temperature? You have learned the definition earlier as well.
The degree of hotness and coldness.
And coldness or coldness. The body cannot be
Sorry,
hot
sir.
and cold at the same time. It's the degree of hot which determines, okay, degree of hotness or coldness of the body, which tells us the thermal. So it is telling us the thermal state. Okay, thermal state, how it tells. For example, body is there. If I say it is of 100 degrees Celsius, are you going to touch it? No, because you know its thermal state it's 100 degrees Celsius. It's very hot. If I say this body is at,
Sir, our hand will burn.
are you going to touch with your head or hand?
Hand, sir, hand.
Okay, hand. Okay. So if the body is at 10 degrees Celsius, it is telling the state of the body. Thermal state, it is telling that it's cold. We can touch it. Okay. This is the thermal state. So temperature tells us the thermal. Yes.
Sir, the heat transfer depends upon the temperature or the heat contained.
See here, it depends. Okay, we'll be discussing that one afterwards. First, we'll discuss the temperature. Heat transfer, it depends on temperature. When the temperature is same, no more heat transfer. Okay.
And sir, that
Heat contained, it depends on two more parameters. We'll discuss. Mass, it depends, and material of the substance as well. So that will depend on temperature, mass, and the material of the substance as well. We'll be discussing that one. Quantity of the heat. We will discuss the heat capacity. We'll discuss the specific heat capacity as well. Okay. So that we'll discuss in next lecture.
Okay, sir.
So transfer of heat depends only on temperature. If both the bodies are same temperature, no more heat transfer. Okay, no more heat transfer. But quantity of heat contained in a body depends on two more parameters. That we will discuss in next lecture. Okay, it's very interesting chapter. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All are interesting. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So study well. Each day you must study. Revision is very important as well. So every week, take one day and start revising whatever you studied. Okay. So maybe at earlier stage it may take about half an hour, 1 hour to revise. But with time, you will you see that you are able to revise in 5 minutes. On some day in just 1 minute, the whole chapter. So revision is must. Always revise. Whatever study you revise, if you don't revise, everything will be vanished. Okay. So
Yes,
without
sir.
revision, everything will vanish. So revision is must. Okay. So complete your work, revise whatever you studied. Always keep revising. Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.